Today we're leaving Vasiliki. Looks like plenty of wind, and looks like I picked the right day. For some reason, about 4 charter boats just showed up. Look at that water. The camera does not do it justice. We're leaving the charter fleets behind. We're sailing. It's in. Beautiful, beautiful. Huh. Winds are a little variable, but there's enough of it. So, shoot. This is like the cutest little cargo ship I've ever seen. Like, it looks like it's shaped just like a big one, but it's not. It's like really tiny. And so I think I know which island we're gonna go to. We're gonna go to this one which I had to skip last time, but it's got a cool shipwreck there. Now the age-old question is, do I go to the windward side or the leeward side of this island? And I feel like I've learned my lesson. I've been burned so many times trying to go to the leeward side of islands in Greece and just losing all the wind. So we're gonna beat our way upwind, even though I usually don't like doing that, just to hopefully avoid losing our wind this evening. And right now we got nice, good wind. Look at those sails, beautiful. Lots of Sahara dust on the mainsail. It's looking orange. We had about 3 days here, which was like the sky was just kind of orangish, and there was all this dust up in the atmosphere, and it got all over the boat. And unfortunately, I left the mainsail cover open because it was wet when I got here. I just wanted to let it dry out, and that was the day that all the Sahara dust came and covered that up. But I'm sure a few good rainy passages that it will be good as new. Got a ton of miles on these sails so far, and they're holding up great. No loss in performance so far. I think that's the advantage of the laminate sails. So far, so good. We made it like more than halfway, 25 miles, and wind's holding up. We're doing 4 knots. Almost there. We made it. Look at the color of this water. That's unreal. I'm gonna try to fly the drone. It's pretty uncomfortable in here. There's a pretty big swell, about 3 feet of swell, and it's reflecting off of these cliff faces and all angles. So hopefully we don't crash this drone. It's too deep to swim down and get it. There it is. We got it. We got takeoff. Okay, now we gotta attempt the drone catch. I'm gonna roll up the head sail just to reduce our movement here. I'm gonna leave the mainsail up though to steady the boat a little more. Got it. Yes. That's a cool shipwreck up there. The water is just amazing. Well, it's a little cold, but I think I have to go for a swim. I think I'll just leave the sail up because I don't really want to anchor here. That was cold. Okay, goodbye, Shipwreck Cove. I think there's an anchorage around the corner that should be a little more protected. And then I think we leave tomorrow. Maybe today. We could sail over to Malta. I think it's 3 or 4 days. Probably 4 days. 300 something miles. Let's see. We're leaving just in time. The first tour boat just arrived. And here comes the next one. I need to get a windshield wiper for this boat. So I actually just tried to drop the anchor, but there was a knot in the locker because of the way I did that weird anchoring back in Croatia. So I'm glad that wasn't a critical moment where I was drifting into shore or nothing. There it is. That wouldn't go out the hose pipe or whatever you call it. I hope that's cleared up now. Now we're just gonna motor sail around here, and then there's maybe some mooring balls we can grab, and maybe this will block the swell, this rock here. I think the swell will maybe die down over the next few hours. It looks like tomorrow's gonna be a much better day for sailing. If we leave tomorrow, we can get to Malta in 3 days. And if we leave today, it's gonna take 4 days. So basically we get there at the same time. Probably because there's no wind today. We probably just end up drifting all day today. I finally remembered how to change the sea state mode, so this thing is much quieter now. It was on like higher sensitivity mode, and it was like going but now it just moves every once in a while. I think I just need to take out the slack out of the tiller. I think that would also help a bunch too. Just like a few moorings there. Snag one. Oh yikes, that's not good. I wonder what happened here. Whirling drum broke. And it's like, oh, it's wrapped around there, so I can't turn it. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, I think I fixed the problem. Nothing broke, it was just these bolts at the bottom had loosened, and then this thing came off, but now it feels like it's on there pretty tight. Doesn't want to turn or slide off. So that's good. I don't have to buy a new one of those or any parts or anything. Easy fix. I mean, it was kind of difficult to position myself underneath there to get to the bolts, but nothing too hard really. But now it feels like we have some wind. So I grabbed this mooring here to get that, fix the jib, and I think it was to wait for some wind tomorrow because it's supposed to die today, but now there's a little wind, so I'm not sure. Maybe we should sail. I think. I just slipped the mooring, and I decided I'm gonna try to motor sail around to the next cove. It's only 2.5 miles, and I've been there once before. It's very nice, and hopefully the swell will have died down now, so it could be a nice place to anchor, just as just to get a visit one more place in Greece before I head over to Malta. And I think it's got a nice beach, so I could go hang out on the beach. Some pretty cool caves, some pretty nice blue water. All right, anchor's down, 25 feet of water, and nice blue water, but it's gonna be a rolling night, I can tell. Pretty good sized swell rolling in. Doesn't really come out on the camera, but it's like 2 to 3 feet of swell. You can hear the waves. But if you don't leave your safe anchorage every now and then, you never find anything good, so you gotta venture out. Just went for a fantastic swim over that tiny little beach over there. So that time I got a pretty good look. The water was very clear at the bottom of the boat, and which I really wanted to see how the hull shield was working. I will say I was very skeptical when I first installed that thing. I think I put it on a year or two ago, and now I think I'm finally a believer. I didn't think it would work, but there's no hard barnacles at all. Maybe a very few in some places, like around the water line, maybe where some like on the propeller, but I don't think those areas are really protected by the hull shield. And there's definitely soft growth, but that's exactly as they told me. It would only protect against the hard growth, which is the stuff you really want to prevent. And it's awesome. So they did send me the units for free. I think they're $500 each. They said my boat needed 2. Although I will say that for a lot of times I just have 1 turned on, and it seemed to work with just 1 too. So yeah, your mileage will vary based on how many transducers you need for the size of your boat. You can look at their website. But I think I would probably buy it now for my own, if I had to, because I hate cleaning the bottom of my boat, and the bottom paint, it's like 4 years old, so it's probably starting to lose some of its effectiveness, and it's just so nice not to have to think about cleaning the boat. That's not fun at all. So I would recommend it. And thanks for watching this video. Next video we'll be sailing to Malta. I hope to see you guys then.